table trays into the original upright position and ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Minister of Transport would like us to remind you of the exits on board the aircraft today. So box 747 has one emergency exit door, by one each side of the main deck cabin.
Everybody can I have your attention? Anybody who has eagle feathers, the process that we're going to go through is they're going to inspect them right here in front of us, then they're going to give them back to us.
Noi reira, kia koutou katoto, I haere mai nei, I roto I tēnei ahoatanga, whakahira-hira, e pāna ki te tangata. Noi reira, kia koutou katoto, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoto.
O ngā tangata whenua, tātou ko ngā tonga piripono, o ngā tūpuna. You people to our beautiful land Aotearoa and recognised you as tangata whenua from the world. We welcomed you with love and with mana, which is respect, dignity and everything that makes us special as tangata whenua. We welcomed your ancestors to join with our ancestors and that our spirit be one together. So, well, 45 of you back to our marae, which is our house, our meeting house, which you can clean up, you can have showers, we'll provide food for you, and that we will then we'll be welcoming you in a traditional manner, and then we will become one, and you will become tangata whenua of Aotearoa, you will become people of the land, of our land, together with us.
Places, you know, Te Ika Maui, or also another old name is Aotearoa. That was named from the wife of Kupe, one of our ancestors that came over from Hawaii Nui, Hawaii Roa, Hawaii Pāmamao. Came on his canoe, Matawhāroa, and like his, I think it was his wife, saw a long white cloud and, you know, discovered the land, this land here. So it wasn't Captain Cook that discovered this place. It wasn't Captain Cook. It was Kupe, the wife of Kupe, and also the place is Te Ika Maui, Maui's place. Here we make up about 15% of the population, all of Aotearoa. It's about, I think, about 3 to 4 million people, and we have about 500,000. That was in our last census that we had. Yeah.
So you have different tribes, eh? Different nations.
Yeah, we have different tribes.
So
like around that way, this area here, we're the area of Ngāti Whātua. You have a tribe like Ngāti Parau or Ngāti Kahungungu. That's to the east coast.
So how many do you think different nations in New Zealand are?
There's about, I think about 20-something big tribes, 20-something big tribes, maybe more. And then there's all these little tribes, sub-tribes called hapu. So you can have your, you know, you can have your iwi, your tribe, and then you can have your sub-tribe, your hapu, and then you got the whānau, and that's just your family.
And this is the place where we were welcomed on the traditional territory, and this is their traditional house. Over here is where they bury the placenta after the baby's born in a tree, and that way that ties them to the land. You can see me, but I'm sunburnt and I've only been here for 4 hours.
Aotearoa. Looks like a house bus convention over there. Gypsy Fair. Wow.
John, do you live in here full time?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a gypsy fair. It's like a whole lot of New Zealand house truckers that get together and sell all their giwas, you know, all their crafts and stuff, and travel all around New Zealand doing it. That's their living. This one we just live in. Cruise.
That's her tent. This is where we slept last night. That's my bed. Just getting ready to start the workshops. Or not the workshops, the conference.
If everyone needs to start making your way into the marquee, please.
This is R10, number 32. See if you can see anything here. Well, everyone's gone.
Visible bullets of this new regime is to make us think we are lost and to make us think that we don't know and that our memory banks are being erased. That's not the case. What I ask us to do is awaken, to trust, to respect, and to look for those deep, ancient memories and understandings that we've all been brought up with. The conference isn't just about the local context of Aotearoa. It's about looking at common threads to weave hope and light around the world. O ngā ake, I taku moe moa, ko te puawaitanga o ngā whakaaro. Dreams become reality when we take action. My challenge to this hui is don't just talk about committees. Don't just talk about going to the United Nations. Don't just talk about what it's like to sing about identity. Action, responsibility, leadership, commitment, drive. Te ohunga ake. Those are my words for you.
The first action is this one. My weapon hand is open. Watch out when the two-eye turns this way, we're on the warpath. I'm out here. That's a sign of peace. Aloha, love, back to the heart, joy to the universe, power, truth. And that is a song that I want to share, and you're all brilliant people, so you'll get the tune and you'll be able to sing it with me today. So the tune is, and the words, Ai-o, ki te orangi. Ai-o, ki te orangi.
I started looking at who are the indigenous peoples that are left. But first of all, we have to understand, what does indigenous mean? We say it's tangata whenua, people of the land. Others say it's the first peoples on the land. But when a former Prime Minister says, I am tangata whenua because my forebears have been here 5 generations, that kind of attitude has to be. Let me sort out the kind of rubbish by giving a new way of defining what is indigenous. Well, the first thing to understand is a kitten born in a box of bananas is not a banana. An oak tree that has grown for 150 years in the Waipua forest is not a kauri tree. These other things are indigenous. That is introduced. We are indigenous because we were the first people, and that is a right we hand down genetically to all our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
Had some problems about the UN and things that you wanted us to be aware of. So are there other forums, other situations, other organisations that you think are more suited to our struggle as tangata whenua of whatever land, not just of Aotearoa?
We have to form an international Indigenous youth forum. Now, under whose jurisdiction, I don't know. But the forum that most Maoris worked under was the Indian Treaty Council. That's to get to the United Nations. The NGOs take up a lot of time. They do a lot of writing. They do a lot of resolutions. Very few are or come to pass. The second forum, and I think that needs to be discussed separately, we are at the mercy of conglomerates, multinationals, IMF, and so on. I think it is about time that Indigenous peoples got together and formed their own trade and economic cartels.
Kia ora.
Your name and
My name is Aotearoa. I'm from Tuhoe Nation in Aotearoa.
is there anything you'd like to say to the Native brothers in Canada?
Let's see. Never to surrender.
Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Canada. I'm a Cree Indian from Canada.
Cool. Tangata whenua. Tā moko.
Tā moko?
Yeah, tā is to lay. Moko is to tattoo. The culmination of knowledge, the gathering of knowledge, the receiving of knowledge, and then the dispersing of knowledge through these pura we call them. Pura means the seeds. Te pura o te wānanga, the seeds of learning. Pita is the fern frond, so it represents growth. So the name of this gun has a name. The name of it is called Te Ohonga. Te Ohonga means the awakening, not from a sleep, but the awakening to the pain.
Oh.
That's the name of this gun.
Okay.
Opening of the skies, because it brings on the dark. Cool, huh? Here we go. My hand, you touch it, you jump. Here we go.
Hey, that ain't bad.
You sign?
You go ahead.
Alright.
Bros, can we just sort of clear out there and let a bit of air through?
Well, it's just the guy who designed it was George Licker, who's the same guy we were all part of the same team that did the inside of the big monkey.
It's like this, they call it the Waharua. The Waharua is a place there where it's always represent a particular person. And usually that they in the center. And it may represent a particular ancestor of yours.
Oh, it's like their totem.
Yeah, so
Their
like
crest.
the totem.
Yeah.
And the Waharua, so you sort of kind of stand in, you come between my legs. Just stand like that. There may be a guy.
Is that a guy? Yeah. I think so.
I
think it's a guy.
A story, that goes along with it. I have this side of Maui. My maunga, my mountain, my river.
Yeah.
It's Tāniko, which represents was used on the borders of chieftains' cloaks, and it represents the space between up and down, breathing in and out the space, that space there.
It hurts?
Yeah, I saw him today and I said,
What does that mean?
There's whakapapa, my whakapapa of my entire family, whānau, tupuna, all my ancestors, and my tribe.
Cool.
Oh, kia ora, Canada.
Yeah.
Cree Nation, my name's Roihana. This is gifting it to the Cree Nation and especially you.
Aww.
Thank
And
you.
it's a flower, eh?
And to all the other brothers over there from the Native Youth Movement, man, it's good to have your sisters over here and the brother Clay. It's good to have all the brothers here that share the Indigenous Youth Movement that's happening here today.
Alright.
So we'll see you guys soon. Okay, the word for soon is Aotearoa. Okay, remember that day, remember that.
Alright. These are the Aborigine dancers going to be on pretty soon. And we're going to be at 10:40. I had to talk in the back, and you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, talking. And here's my friend. Oh, it's a big crowd.
People coming together, helping one another. That's what it's about. Check it out. Unity. We're niggas sons to represent for all tribes and all Aotearoa. We come together. We have to come together. That's what it's about. Check this out. Pass through the word, make the lyrics more firm from the unlucky. Up to you and every monkey top. I'll do you even more. Right across Aotearoa. A son of a native son. Coming together is that. Unity, you having a good night? I can't hear you, having a good night? Oh, my brother here. I'd like to say what's up to all our Indigenous people, my Aboriginal brothers that I met out here earlier. My brother, much love to your people, man. Just straight up to all you Indigenous people that come from all around the world to come here to Aotearoa, to this beautiful place like Waitangi, to support the Tautoko the Kaupapa of the World Indigenous Youth Conference that's us happening right here. Ko tahi tama people, you're all in your town, 100% proud to the ground and much further down. Coming around with them, they're waving the top, Jamanda. Going to the spot, before we run the wall, ko tahi tama. Straight represent for the TOA, they're all arguing. Leave away, we need 99 B, we can all achieve. And we call it unity.
Talking about your ancestors and how they look after you too.
You know, some of us are trying to run away from all that, but it's important for us to always acknowledge our ancestors and to pay them our respects.
Bearing the trees, they're way down below, and they're way up on high. Your spirits of our people are here all of the time. My brown skin baby, they're taking away. As a young preacher, I used to ride my quiet pony down the countryside. In the native camp, I'll never forget a young black mother, her cheeks so wet. To a children's home, our baby came with new clothes on and a new name. Day and night he would always say, Mommy, Mommy, why they take me away?
his mother, he tried in vain. Upon this earth they never met again. Yahweh, Yahweh, my brown skin baby, they take you away. Control their destiny. Must be free, free, free.
Taking drugs, you know, we don't need any of that stuff, and it makes me sad that some of us have lost our ways.
My brother has many problems. Some alcohol and ego. Some depression and depression. He is still my brother. My brother sometimes does things I disapprove. But when I meet my brother...
1967 referendum, where our people were recognised as human beings, not just flora and fauna. And the present was sort of that My Brother song, because we've got a lot of problems today with our youth. And the future, that's what we are now.
Never need to go back to the land. I'm on every journey, living in a world reality. I'm gonna keep my originality. Don't wanna lose my identity. I'm on every journey, living in a world of reality.
And then the youth could perhaps come with a resolution to the problems that we face with the youth secretary. Whether we want to be totally separate, whether we want to be a part of or negotiate with the UN.
So, Clayton, you're talking about each group having a different topic?
Yeah.
That's
So they're not all talking about the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Choose your workshops now.
And maybe can we just list the main issues then that we need each workshop to take?
You have lunch, you come back from 2 to 3, you go into the secretariat and the issues there. Those workshops will run down this side, and on the other side we'll be running the other sessions up here.
Some of the issues that you, or in your country, or even in here in Aotearoa, that's related to land, treaty and history. And maybe we can look at the end, what are some of the ways that we can resolve that. And what we're going to do is, CAF is going to scribe for us, and at the end of it, some of those recommendations will be handed over to the committee, and it may go a bit further than this.
That comes from the lakes. You dive down in the water for it, about 6 feet under the water, and then it's pulled up. This is the harakeke, which is what Maori people use to weed. This is it in its natural state. And when a lot of kapahaka groups, performing groups, the men wear a lot of these in their hair, and so it sticks up.
God's got
Benoit.
What's your nation?
Maori nation.
Maori.
Maori couple.
He told his people not to go to war. Let the white man fight. The white man's war. Lua, Lua Kinana. Huye, huye, huye. Siri-ri-ri-ru-ba-ba, oh, oh. Lua, let this mark on this world.
I like to say, retain your language and, you know, be proud of your culture and be proud of who you are. And tūhoe forever and kahenunu.
Kia ora, kia ora to Canada, Vancouver, from Aotearoa. Ko atara taku ingoa. My name is Atara Harrison, representing Aotearoa for the 5th World Indigenous Youth Conference. And this is my friend. Kia ora, my name is Ponce, and I'm from a tribe called Ngāti Kuri in Tainui, which is way down here, and we're way up here in Waitangi, and we're representing with all our brothers and sisters. We're having a premier time, so to all you people over there, man, you got a poem, and we're going to do the song for you. And we call it Fire, and it's all about representing who you are and being proud of who you are, pretty much. This is from Aotearoa, native sons.
The lost generation.
We bring fire, indigenize the whole country to bring a message in the planet, call for unity. Kotahi tonga, solutions now for you and me. Go preach a message to the people of this whole country. We bring fire, indigenize the whole country to bring a message in the planet, call for unity. Kotahi tonga, solutions now for you and me. Go preach a message to the people of this whole country. Got the solution, no beats to call the intro. We all know why the rivers don't flow no more. I call for unity across this whole country. That's what we need for our tamariki. We sing, oh Lord, I'm wondering why the people like me is so blind to see. Oh Lord, I'm wondering why the Towiwi is so blind to see. Then bring fire to burn the negativities within our families, so help the violence to cease. Then bring fire to burn the negativities within our families, so help the violence to cease.
Hi. Will you guys sing a song for us?
Yeah.
We
shall be one.
I can go jump in there.
Another as he loves us. So therefore we shall be one. Love one another as he loves us.
It's a program called My Time, which is a program targeting Māori and Pacific Island youth. It goes on our national network. One Ripley, she's our reporter, one of our presenters. First morning.
Yeah, what he was talking about exactly what we talked about back there. And
we're going to talk to you.
Attention people, just a message for the Australian delegates that there will be a meeting at 6 p.m.
Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
1095.
Postcards.
He needs to go. women used to go to war as well, and they used to send the women out first, and in some cases they used to go out just with just a pariu on, just a pipi on, and then men used to hide at the back of them, and so as soon as they come up to war, the woman would drop everything, so they were fully naked, and then that would mesmerise the men, and then hence that, the men would take over and then take the men, take the other enemies out. It would be the woman that would instigate it first, and she would be the one with the patu, always the warrior.
And he's going to talk about globalization. Globalization and the Maori protest movement that's happening today. Okay? So we're going to look at some issues here concerning politics. And this guy's, again, is very well known in New Zealand, and he's very well respected amongst the Maori people here. So I want everyone to give a big round of applause for our friend Mike Smith. How Mike the Pucky Pucky with Mike Smith.
You can't see me, do you? First of all, I'd like to express my welcome to the people of Tāwāhi who have come here to be amongst us and share their visions, their strategies for action, and their lives and their cultures with us. And what do we all have in common? One of the common things that I've heard expressed here during the hui over the last couple of days is basically we're all getting fucked over. We're getting fucked over by the Western consumer culture. And that's an insidious multinational force that moves amongst the peoples of the world that aims to dispossess them of their cultural identity and the resources that are meant to sustain us in our lives. It's controlled by big business. Western consumer culture is controlled by big business. Western consumer culture seeks to dominate world governments. Western consumer culture seeks to exploit our resources and the populations of the world. You recognise this shit?
Woo!
Recognise that shit. This is the stuff we really need, right? Wrong. Because what we really need is the control over our own lands. According to our own ways, Western consumer culture seeks to dominate world economics. This is their power culture. The transnational companies that you saw represented earlier on, organisations like the World Trade Organisation that seek to set up regional forums like APEC, and combined who seek to exploit the peoples of the world. These minority groups have developed power cultures that seek to dispossess us, and as a result, currently our world is for sale. In our country, we've seen over the last 10 years the privatisation of this nation's assets. Water, land, fish, have all been sold off to transnational companies for exploitation, but we're not for sale. Money is the god of the new world order, resulting in the rich getting rich and the poor getting poorer. People's Global Action is made up of a number of organisations from around the world that are involved in struggle against free market policies, and its basic principles are a very clear rejection of the World Trade Organisation and other trade liberalisation agreements. Forums like the APEC Forum, the European Union, NAFTA and Mercosur, because these are the organisations that seek to dominate the world governments and dispossess you of the right to control your own destiny. There's a conveners committee that's been established, and these are the organisations that are currently on the conveners committee of the PGA. So these are the organisations that have come together to form an international network of Indigenous peoples working against the corrupt policies of the Western consumer culture and how they impact on our people. When we're asking ourselves, well, what can we actually do collectively as nations of Indigenous peoples, and one of those, the key strategies we can take is international solidarity with each other and combined campaigning and strategic planning for action as we move into the new millennium.
Cultural tradition you took away from me. I said that man was playing a game. It was his own creativity. I said I never wanna be like you. I never wanna feel as you do. 'Cause I've got brown eyes, I got brown skin, I'm Aboriginal.
And we gonna get funky. That Geronimo, Apache Indian, he could not let go of the freedom and the land he was born into. Navajo Indian, yeah, American Indian movement.
As the conference drew to a close, I was empowered by the beauty, strength, and resilience of Indigenous culture. Throughout the world, colonialism has had a ravaging effect upon Indigenous peoples. Through a combined strength and effort, we can begin to see a shift towards a positive change, a global decolonization movement. My visit to New Zealand not only introduced me to the global dynamics of Indigenous issues, but more importantly, it helped establish a strong friendship with my Maori sisters and brothers. Together, our people, land, and ways of life have been scarred beyond recognition, but through the resistance and defiance, we maintain an unwillingness to be defeated.
Kia ora to our brothers and sisters. Yeah, go hard. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Ake, ake, ake.
Whawhai tonu mātou.
Ake, ake, ake. Keep the fight up.